Food is one of the hardest things to get control over for me personally. So when it comes to diet, I'm going to tell you in this video what the science is telling us is the best thing to do and why now I'm pretty much doing the complete opposite. So they're going to tell you that you need 0.6 to 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight. They're going to tell you that 20 to 30% of your food should be in fats and then the rest should be in carbs, which means if you weigh 180 pounds, that's 108 to 180 grams of protein, about 90 grams of fat, and over 300 grams of carbs. And if you talk to pretty much anyone in the fitness community, they'll be like, yeah, that sounds about right. But what I noticed from personal experience is that when I ate like this and I based my macros off of this way of thinking, my physique plateaued so fucking hard. No matter how hard I trained, no matter how much I increased my intensity or increased my volume or took rest day, like no matter what I tried, my physique stayed the same. And everyone around me told me, oh yeah, this happens to everyone. Once you train for X amount of years, then your physique just starts plateauing and it becomes extremely hard to make progress. And I just thought to myself, I'm like, what the like, no, I am not accepting that as a reality where I just have to keep showing up day in and day out and keep pushing myself harder and harder and putting myself through hell and eating all of this shit food that I don't even like. And it gets me no progress. So that was strike one. And then strike 2 and 3 was that I would always feel bloated and shit after meals. I would constantly have brain fog. And the biggest thing for me was that when I would eat like your typical bodybuilder meal, you know, like chicken and rice or steak and rice with a sweet potato and then a protein shake, and you eat that 5 times a day. When I would eat like that, I would often find myself cheating on my diet later at night and cheating on my diet significantly more often. And when I would cheat personally, I have an addictive personality. When I would cheat, I would binge out like a fucking madman. I'm talking Sour Patch Kids, chocolate milkshakes, the whole 9 yards. But it wasn't until I discovered the carnivore diet and made my own rendition of it was when I broke through all of my plateaus physique-wise. My strength skyrocketed. I was getting leaner at the same time too, and my brain fog completely disappeared, which was good for me on a side note because it was around the same time that I was starting my YouTube channel. So it was a win-win in that scenario. But if you don't already know what the carnivore diet is, it's basically where you just eat meat, eggs, cheese, and butter. But for myself personally, I added in a couple of other things over time, like fruit and tablespoons of honey here and there, because I have done just the meat aspect for a while at the very beginning. And over time, I've implemented each of the fruits individually, one at a time, to see which ones work best with my brain and my body. And as a high-level athlete, the fruit and the honey are important for me personally because to have at least some carbs in my system is good for me if I'm going to go train or play a full 90-minute match, for example. But that's what works for me, and I'm happy as fuck. I enjoy every single one of my meals. And one of my favorite meals that I'll give you right now is a pound of ground beef. You can season it however you want. Cook it in butter with 4 to 6 eggs scrambled because they're the easiest to prepare in my opinion. And then when both of those are done, I put it in a big bowl and take a tablespoon of honey and drizzle it on top and then mix it all up. And that shit right there is like a 1,500 calorie meal, which is great because if I'm cutting down, I'll just fast all day with black coffee and then I'll have a bowl of that at night with fruit and that'll be all that I eat for the day. But on the other hand, if I'm trying to bulk, I'll have like 2 or 3 of those bowls a day and I never get sick of it because you can always replace the ground beef with steak or chicken or salmon or pork. And then you can also change up how you make the eggs to give it a different type of feeling as well. And I know everyone's body is different, but if you're like me and you've tried a bunch of the different diets and you've tried all the bullshit science that they tell you and you just can't seem to stick with any of the diets or that you're not seeing the results that you want in your physique, give this a go for like 2 or 3 days and just try it and let me know how you feel mentally and physically. Because if I've learned anything from these mainstream media companies and the companies that are controlled by these people as well, it's that whatever they tell the masses to do, go do the complete opposite and go in the complete opposite direction of everything that they tell you to avoid because it's more than likely the truth and what you should actually do. That's why I eat red meat every day because the 2024 food pyramid says to eat it sparingly. And there's plenty of other examples of this across different realms of humanity like making money and the modern education system, but those are topics for a completely different time and a completely different video. But try this way of eating, my friend. I promise you, you're going to feel better, you're going to look better, and you're going to enjoy your food better than eating some bland-ass chicken and rice 5 times a day. And I'll see you tomorrow.